What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over several leaks and rumors about what content we're going to be getting during the course of Chapter 6 Season 2 with the updates. As always, if you guys do find this video to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you're most or least excited to see come to the game in Season 2. So there is a lot of content and items coming this season that we are aware of. And it actually is a pretty short season. The season is set to be ending on May 2nd, and the updates for this season look pretty stacked. So I think this season is going to go down as one of the better seasons. And as far as pacing goes, there should be no problems with lack of content. But due to trailers and leaks and Fortnite just accidentally having some of these items in the game at the start of the season, we know of several items that will be coming to the game this season. We're going to be getting 2 new shotguns. The pump and dump shotgun, which is a combination of a shotgun and an SMG. The way this will fire, instead of aiming in, the aim in button will shoot one of the weapons, and then the regular fire weapon will shoot the other weapon. So you'll be able to alternate which weapon you're shooting with the pump and dump. We also know of the outlaw shotgun, which is a new double barrel shotgun, which I'm sure many of you are excited for if you liked the Oni shotgun. Unfortunately, this is expected to have low range and a large spread, meaning you kind of have to like barrel stuff the enemy and hope for the best, and not really like a long range chip damage shotgun like we saw with the Oni. So I think a lot of Oni users will hear double barrel and get excited, but it's completely opposite. We also know of the rocket drill item. This was shown in the trailers, and this is expected to be a reskin of the rocket ram from Chapter 4 Season 4. But it will now have a durability aspect or a durability charge like many of the items have had so far in Chapter 6. A rift launcher was shown in one of the trailers for this season where you'll be able to shoot rifts at people. And it was also leaked that we will be getting golden llamas and a new dynamite SMG dual wield weapon where one fire button shoots the SMG and then the other one throws dynamites. And we'll be getting several unvaulted items like the business turret, EMP grenades, the hand cannons, and even the mythic Midas drum gun and Brutus minigun, surprisingly. And if you guys played during Chapter 2 Remix, the M&M minigun was a reskin of the Brutus minigun. So that weapon was definitely a force in the Remix season. And then the Brutus weapon, or the Brutus version, should also be very, very good. We also will be getting a lot of new exotic weapons over the course of this season. Exotic weapons are versions of weapons that have unique effects, and the black market rooms are actually going to expand to make more rooms, and this is how you're going to be getting these exotic weapons. So the black market rooms are going to be even more impactful as the season goes on, and we know about a lot of exotics that should be coming to the game. The thing is, there's so many that I'm not sure if all of these will be coming to the game, or if it's kind of a scenario where they made a bunch and they're only going to release some. So the Tracker Reaper sniper rifle is one of these exotics, and this is likely going to be a sniper that marks enemies as they're hit, similar to the Tracker's pistol we had in the past. The rocket jump launcher allows you to boost yourself up and then rocket people. The rift grenade launcher that was shown in the trailer allows you to shoot rifts. There's going to be an explosive mammoth pistol, which probably sounds really overpowered, but if you guys played during Chapter 4, there is an explosive version of the Red Eye AR, and it was like really good in certain situations, but most of the time people really didn't like it because of the bullet travel time and drop it had. The arc was really bad. An accelerant hollow twister AR, which just sounds insane to me. If you guys didn't play in Chapter 4, again, we had the accelerant shotgun, and this made it to where you got boosted movement speed and boosted fire rate on your weapon when you hit people with it. So this would be an AR that shoots faster as you hit enemies with it. Any sort of change to the hollow twister AR's fire rate, as like far as increasing it goes, would be insane. There's going to be a slap cannon, which I assume would work similar to the chug cannon, where it heals you, and this also gives you the slap effect, which gives you unlimited sprint for the duration of the slap effect, and a slap chug jug, which I think will be the best healing item in the game. This will be a chug jug that also grants the slap effect. A slap twin fire auto shotgun, which I assume would give you the slap effect when you shoot an enemy with it. A 0-point dash pump and dump shotgun. If you guys have never played with any of the 0-point weapons, it's basically the Cerberus dashes or the green water dashes we had in Chapter 5, or the dashes that were granted from the Godzilla medallion. And this sounds incredible, but the pump and dump weapon I think will be an extreme close range weapon. So dashing around with that, I feel like you could very easily dash out of the effective range of your weapon and just kind of grief yourself. So I don't know how that will play out. And in the past, we had an SMG that did this, and it did it when you reloaded it. You got some dashes. So maybe people will carry it just to get dashes, but I'm not too sure on that. Mark and execute Falcon Sniper. I assume this would be another sniper that marks people when you hit them. The Gilded Eye Drum Gun, don't know what that is. An exotic hand cannon. A cluster grenade launcher, so instead of shooting grenades, it shoots the cluster clingers. 3 exotic sentinel pump shotguns. And the exotic Hop Rock Precision SMG. We've had Hop Rock dualies in the past. This made it to where when you shoot it, you get like a 0 gravity jump. And there is leaked gameplay out there of a lot of these mythics, but I don't want to include that in the background of the video because I don't want the video to get taken down. There's certain things that you can show in videos and not have it be a problem, but I feel like that's kind of pushing it. But if you look for leaked gameplay of these exotics, they are out there on Twitter. There also was a leaked Battle Royale collab update, which would have a boss and an item for that boss, and an explosive medallion, which gives all weapons explosive damage, which sounds very problematic, but I'm wondering if this will make them work somewhat similar to the explosive red eye we had in the past, where they had really weird arc. And there's people out there that are thinking this is going to be a Sabrina Carpenter boss on the map because the codename is Coffee. But the way codenames in Fortnite work is that they rarely have anything to do with the actual content because they're there to kind of obscure what it is in case it does get leaked, I think. So, like, the name being Coffee, I think, is not really a big deal. A lot of things in Fortnite has been named after food items. And I think it's been kind of commented on by Epic that it's just whatever food they were eating when they were working on that. So a lot of the events will be named after whatever food they were eating when they were initially talking about or planning the event, I guess. So I think it's much more likely that this boss in this update is actually Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, because we do already know that he's going to be coming to the game this season, and he was expected to have like an item of his own similar to how Sub-Zero does. So I think that the Scorpion Mortal Kombat update will be like one of the big mid-season updates that adds like a new boss and everything. There also was an ability to reboot your teammates using gold instead of reboot cards. And this sounds like a crazy leak, but this was accidentally enabled early in a recent tournament, and it only cost 1 gold to reboot your teammate if you didn't have their card. And this basically made reboot cards like pointless. You could just go spend 1 gold, which is super easy to get, and reboot your teammate. A lot of people didn't like this. I really don't mind it. I feel like the reboot system in Fortnite is very outdated. It really hasn't been changed much at all since it was initially added in Season 8. So if they wanted to make it more convenient to reboot, I feel like maybe you spend gold and then you have regular reboot time, and then if you have the card, you can reboot faster. I think that would be interesting. And there was also a leaked enhanced reload or upgraded reboot coming to the game in some way. We don't really have information on how this will work, but your teammate will come back with better loot, like a Hollow Twister AR and big pots. Maybe you'll spend, more gold to make this happen or something along those lines. I'm not really sure. And there is also a theory that the Bird gas station may be coming back, as it was shown in the background of a recent picture that Fortnite themselves posted. So Bird may be returning, or this picture was maybe just like a bit of oversight and they initially planned to keep Bird in the game and then change their mind prior to launching Season 2. Or maybe Bird will be returning at some point. I kind of lean more towards the first one, as it was just some sort of oversight and then they ended up changing their mind. But it coming back, I think, would be something that a lot of players like. And so as far as what is expected for the updates of Season 2, we could be looking at something like this. We actually do know a lot of the dates of these updates because that's when like the Festival Pass ends and the OG season and things like that. So on March 11th, we will be getting the first major update, and this is expected to add the rocket drill, outlaw shotgun, and the pump and dump, as well as the exotic jump rocket launcher, tracker reaper sniper, stink hunting rifle, slap cannon, and triple shot collateral damage AR. This is going to be a burst version of the collateral damage AR. And keep in mind with Fortnite updates, not all of this content actually comes to the game on update day because some get added in the weeks between updates. So like updates add a lot of content and then they kind of like trickle it out. We have those off weeks where we just get like 1 item added. Kind of expect that during the course of this season, but we'll probably get exotics added on those like off days as well. On March 25th, we would be getting the second major update of the season, and OG Season 3. You can look at the passes now and see that the OG season ends on March 25th. This should add the Rift Launcher and Exotics Explosive Mammoth, the Slap Chug Jug, the Accelerant Twister AR, the Slap Shotgun, and Mark and Execute Sniper. That week does not sound nearly as exciting, but OG Season 3 will definitely be exciting for some players. The third update is expected to be on April 8th because that's when the Festival Pass will end. This should be adding Armored Walls, the Hand Cannon, the Midas Mythic Drum Gun, as well as the Brutus Mythic Minigun, the Golden Llamas, and the Dynamite and SMG weapon. So this seems like it's going to be a Midas-themed update with the Midas Drum Gun, Brutus Minigun, and Golden Llamas coming to the game, as well as the exotic Gilded Eye Drum Gun, Cluster Launcher, Crossbow, and Hop Rock SMG. The final update of the season should be on April 22nd, and this should add the Business Turret and EMP Grenades, and the exotic 0-point dash pump and dump shotgun. And as always, like we talk about with Fortnite, what gets leaked sometimes turns out to be cut content that was just kind of left in the game, or things that are coming in future weeks. So this kind of roadmap that Hypex laid out, I expect to be somewhat accurate, but there may be slight differences and slight variances as well. We'll have to see how it goes, but just because something was leaked to come and then it ends up not coming doesn't mean that leakers just made it up. It's just the nature of Fortnite. Things are always kind of changing and shifting around. And we've even seen items that have been in trailers for seasons not come to the game, or come to the game very late. If any of you guys played in the Wrecked season, the minigun was very obvious in the trailer, and we didn't end up getting that until like the final few days of the season. It might as well have not even been in the season for how little time it was there. So things can always change with Fortnite. It's really hard to say, but that is what is expected to be coming to the game over the course of Chapter 6 Season 2. And as I said, with that amount of content coming to the game, and with how short this season is, I think this season is going to go by very quick and feel very packed as far as content goes. It might not always be the best stuff. There might be some crazy nonsense, but it doesn't seem at all like we're going to be getting any very like slow, dull period this season where there's just no updates at all. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.